Yo, what's up? Ever felt like your emotions just hijack your day, like one rude comment or annoying moment throws your whole vibe off? Trust me, you're not alone. Alright, now that we've got the basics of emotional mastery locked in, let's get real with some stories. Because abstract advice? It hits different when you see it play out in real life. Real life story, the rude comment that didn't break me. Let me tell you about my friend Maya. She's super chill, but one day she posted a pic on Instagram. And bam, a random stranger dropped a harsh comment, basically trying to throw shade on her vibe. Most people would snap back or feel hurt. But Maya did something different. She paused. Instead of reacting, she asked herself, why does this bother me? Is this about me or just this person's own issues? Then she remembered something important: the comment reflects their mindset, not her value. So Maya didn't respond. She kept scrolling, focused on all the positive messages she had from people who actually cared. That moment of pause saved her a ton of unnecessary stress. Why letting go of expectations is a game changer. Expectations are sneaky, they live in your head and mess with your peace without you even realizing. Imagine this: you're at work. And you expect your coworker to meet a deadline. They don't. Your mind instantly jumps to frustration. But here's the twist: what if your expectation wasn't realistic? What if they had things going on you didn't know about? When you let go of rigid expectations and try to see others through a lens of understanding, your stress drops. You protect your peace. One boss I know struggled with this big time. She expected her team to be perfect 24/7 and would blow up when they slipped. Then, after a burnout, she realized she needed to adjust her mindset, accept imperfection and focus on clear communication. Her team started thriving, and guess what? Her stress went way down. Choose your battles like a pro. This one is gold: you don't always need to win every argument. Think about it: some fights are worth it, some aren't. Your time and peace are limited resources. Before jumping into battle mode, ask yourself, is this really important? Is this worth the energy? Sometimes, just letting things slide or listening calmly can turn the tide without drama. And honestly, being calm and collected often wins more respect than shouting to be right. Real example. Calm wins over conflict. Here's another story: my buddy Jake is super passionate about politics, like, debates all day passionate. But he learned the hard way that yelling at family members over dinner wasn't helping anyone. Now, when conversations get heated, Jake pauses, listens, and responds with calm questions instead of accusations. The result? Less tension, better understanding, and a lot fewer arguments. So here's the takeaway for this part: managing your expectations. Pausing before reacting, and choosing your battles wisely isn't just about avoiding conflict, it's about protecting your mental energy and peace. When you get this down, life feels way smoother. Yo, now that we're rolling, let's talk about something a lot of people struggle with: setting boundaries. Boundaries aren't just some fancy word people throw around on social media, they're the ultimate tool to protect your peace and keep your emotional energy in check. Why boundaries are your emotional armor? Imagine you have this invisible shield around you. When someone crosses a line, that shield pushes back and says, "Hold up, that's not okay." That's what boundaries do. But here's the thing: saying no or setting limits isn't selfish. It's self-respect. When you set clear boundaries, you're saying, my peace matters. My feelings matter. How to set boundaries like a boss. Step 1: know your limits. What drains you? What feels like too much? That's your starting point. Step 2: communicate calmly. Use "I" statements like, "I feel overwhelmed when," or "I need some time to." This makes it less accusatory and keeps things respectful. Step 3, stick to it. The hardest part is being consistent. People will test your boundaries, but you gotta stand firm. Real life example, boundaries saved my sanity. A close friend of mine, Lena, used to say yes to everything, overtime at work, last-minute plans, you name it. She was burnt out and miserable. One day, she started setting boundaries. She told her boss no when she was overloaded and said no to social invites when she needed downtime. The result? She felt more energized, less stressed. And her relationships improved because she was more present. Don't let others define your worth. Here's a mindset shift that's pure gold: other people's opinions don't define your value. So many get caught up chasing validation, but guess what? Their words are a mirror of their own world, not yours. Focus on feedback that helps you grow, but dump the rest. Your self-worth should come from within, grounded in your values, not external praise or criticism. Detach and reclaim your power. Detachment isn't about ignoring others. It's about not letting their opinions shake you. Ask yourself, why do I care so much about what they think? What's really driving this need for approval? When you get clear on your values and purpose, the noise of opinions fades. You stay grounded in your own truth, and that's power. Use silence as your secret weapon. Ever notice how sometimes, not reacting speaks louder than words? Silence can protect your peace. When negativity flies, pause. Don't rush to defend or explain. Listen, breathe, and respond only when it's necessary and calm. This shows maturity, wisdom, and keeps you from getting dragged into unnecessary drama. Alright, squad, these tools, boundaries, self-worth, detachment, and silence, are the core pillars of emotional mastery. If you're feeling this vibe, drop a continue, and I'll hook you up with the next part on gratitude, criticism, and flipping negativity into growth. Yo, fam, here's the secret weapon a lot of people sleep on: gratitude. When you're mad, frustrated, or stuck in a negative spiral, gratitude is like an emotional reset button. It shifts your focus from what's dragging you down to what's lifting you up. Why gratitude works like magic. Scientifically, gratitude triggers your brain to release dopamine and serotonin, the feel-good chemicals. That's why thinking about what you're thankful for can literally improve your mood and help you see things clearer. But it's not just about feel-good vibes. Gratitude rewires your mindset. Instead of dwelling on problems, you start spotting opportunities, growth, and blessings, even in tough situations. How to practice gratitude every day. It's simple but powerful. When you feel negativity creeping in, pause and take a deep breath. List 3 things you're genuinely thankful for, could be big like your health or small like your morning coffee. Reflect on why these things matter. Doing this regularly builds resilience and calms your mind. Real life story. Gratitude changed my perspective. I remember a rough week where everything seemed to go wrong. Missed deadlines, bad vibes, and just general chaos. Instead of spiraling, I started writing down daily gratitude, small things like a helpful friend, a funny meme, or a nice sunset. By the end of the week, my mindset shifted. I was less stressed, more focused, and able to tackle challenges with a clear head. Seeing criticism as a growth opportunity. Now, let's talk about criticism. Nobody loves it, but it's a goldmine for growth if you handle it right. Instead of getting defensive or frustrated, flip the script, view feedback as a chance to learn, improve, and get better at whatever you're doing. Ask yourself, what's the useful part here? How can this make me stronger? What can I do differently next time? Real example, from criticism to success. Take my buddy Sarah, an artist who used to take every critique personally. But once she started asking these questions, her skills exploded. She became more open, resilient, and her work got way better. Final takeaway: own your emotional power. At the end of the day, emotional mastery is about owning your reactions, your peace, and your growth. You can't control what life throws at you, but you can control how you respond. When you pause, reflect, set boundaries, practice gratitude, and learn from feedback, you build a fortress of emotional strength that nothing can break. Alright fam, we're at the finish line, but real talk, emotional mastery isn't a one-and-done deal. It's a daily grind, a lifestyle, and a mindset. Wrap up what we've learned so far. We've talked about how your emotions are yours to control, you're the boss of your reactions. The power of pausing before reacting, identifying feelings, and responding from values, not impulse. Setting boundaries like a pro to protect your peace and respect yourself. Detaching from others' opinions so you stay grounded in your truth. Using silence as strength, not weakness. Practicing gratitude daily to flip negativity. Seeing criticism as a growth tool, not a personal attack. Your action plan: start small. Stay consistent. Don't overwhelm yourself trying to master everything at once. Here's your 3-step plan to build emotional mastery starting now. Pause and reflect. When triggered, take a breath. Name your emotion, and ask why. Set one boundary. Pick one area in your life where you'll say no or protect your peace. Gratitude practice, every day. Jot down 3 things you're thankful for, no matter how small. Keep learning and growing. Remember, emotional mastery is a skill, and skills improve with practice. Read books or listen to podcasts about emotional intelligence. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. Reflect regularly on your reactions and adjust your approach. Real-life story. My journey. When I first started this journey, I wasn't perfect, far from it. I'd react emotionally, let others' opinions crush me, and avoid setting boundaries out of fear. But step by step, day by day, I practiced these tools. Now, I'm calmer, more confident, and way more in control of my emotional world. And you can be too. Your emotions don't control you, you control them. So take the reins, protect your peace, and watch how your life transforms. If you found value in this, drop a like. Share with your squad, and let me know in the comments how you plan to master your emotions.